Welcome everybody to my channel. My name is Sinetemba and I'm with Safari. So Safari is our new puppy. She's full of energy. So she'll be with us in most of the episodes of this channel. So let me put it down because it's pretty hot. Okay, so before we kickstart the episodes in the channel, I just want to share a little bit about myself, my background and my profession, and why I decided to do what I am doing today. So as I said, my name is Sinetemba. My passion is young people. That's what I've done for the past 8 years, and I've worked in different environments with young people, with children, with young adults as well. This includes summer camps in America, in New York, and in Maine, and in Connecticut as well. And I've done a lot of work here in South Africa as well, and with organizations such as Africa Tikkun, Chrysalis Academy, just to name a few. So I have been working with young people, and my passion has been strongly about improving people's lives and making sure that people work hand in hand together to build communities. So this is why we're here. This is why I'm where I am now post COVID, to share also my experiences with you in this channel, as I am not the expert, but I'm also a learning individual, and for individuals that are like me out there who want to start something but don't have the courage yet, this is the channel for you. This is the channel for me as well, to learn through the processes that we're going to be in together. So welcome to Grow Your Own channel. I have told you, before COVID-19, I've been working actively with the youth in the communities, and then COVID happened. So things changed for everybody. Things changed for me as well as they've changed for everybody. I had to make lifestyle changes and adjustments to make sure that, for my own livelihood and for my own family. So basically, I moved out of the big city called Cape Town, and I to a 2,000 square meter land, and there was a farmhouse as well. So I had to make choices, and I didn't know anything about farming or anything like that with the environment, but I took a chance, and I started to make choices that were going to be better for me and that were going to improve me. So I moved to a farm, and this was about 7 months ago. So still fairly new into this environment. So I also had to think hard of what I wanted to do, into this space, into a space that I've never been before, and how am I going to survive into this space without my family, without the people and the things that I've been depending on, and mostly without the job that I love, and because everything was closed. So I took a chance, and as I said, I'm going to show you around what we've done so far, and what are the lessons that we've learned in the process. So, all right. Now that I have told you a little bit about myself, and my experience and the decisions that I had to make to move into this environment, one thing stood out for me into the process of moving is that the importance of food, the importance of, and if you remember, the only thing that we really needed during lockdown was food. And this for me I came to a realization that, food is a basic need. We just can't survive without it. So I had to make decisions as well in terms of, um, actually, if I plant food and plant my own food and grow my own food, then I don't have to worry about a lot, because already we have too many problems. But really, food should not be one, because we should be able to grow our own food. So in this channel, I'll be sharing with you how to grow your own food. And again, as I said, I'm not an expert. There's different ways to do it, but I will show you what we have done and what I have done to make sure that I have enough on the table. Because as you know, or as you have researched, that the statistics show that, in the next couple of years, food will be more in demand, and already the prices are hiking up. And these are for basic vegetables and fruit, and then right there, it just gives you an indication that we should be going into a direction of planting our own food, in our own homes, in our own gardens, in helping other people in our community, so that food can be accessible to everyone. So I'm going to take you to a tour around Legacy Farm to show you what we have done, the vegetables we've planted, what we've done with the 2,000 square meters that we have available to us. So basically, having no land is really not an excuse. So I'm going to show you. So let's go. All right, so as I said, I'm taking you through a tour, but I must say, when we arrived here, guys, there was nothing. It was literally just weeds. Okay, beautiful weeds, but not useful. So we had to change things up, and we had to make sure that the space is gonna be full of food. So that's what we've done. So as you can see here, we've got this spinach and beetroot. We've got some tomatoes over there, and we have our beautiful sunflowers, as you have seen in the beginning. So in the past, we've had beans and corn into the space, because remember, there's also seasons. So now we are into the spinach and the carrot as well. So as you can see over there, we have our nice structure over there. Let me take you through it so that you can see it closely. So what we have done here, we have built a structure. We used to have broiler chicken, so that was part of the things that we've done. And basically right now we are channeling our energy into something else. I'll show you within the channel as the time goes what we will do with this structure. But this is where our broilers were. And then on the other side, we have our butternuts as well that we have grown. We have our butternut as well, and as you can see also here, there is a lot of stuff going on, like the mulching as well. We are using a regenerative approach into this place. We don't throw anything away, because this means that anything that is not used anymore can be put back to the land, and then the nature will take care of itself. So that's what generative approach means basically. So and this is part of the example. This is the mulch. These used to be weeds as well, but I'll also get into details later on about mulching as well. So we have our butternut over there. It's growing nicely. In between we have sunflower. And then we will go to this side, to our chicken coop over here. All right, so here we have 29 chickens. As you can see, there's different colors. There's brown, there's black and white, and then mainly our chickens are for not just eggs, guys. They are also for their compost. Helps us with our nitrogen into our plants, because nitrogen is very important as well. So we also get eggs as well. So this is one of the reasons why chickens are important when you're doing your regenerative approach, because it means that you can not just eat eggs, you can also, you know, like feed your plants as well. So I'm just gonna show you around. And these guys are not complicated. They just need shelter, and they just need water and food. Otherwise they just run by themselves and they just do their thing. So we're heading over this way, and I'm going to show you more. So one of the things that we'll be sharing in our channel is we'll be educating each other, life lessons that have come out of this place, life lessons that are coming out of gardening, you know, and it can be therapeutic as well. So we're going to be sharing a lot of that. So it's not just about instructional on what you're doing and how you're doing. So I just want to show you something. So this is where we started. Okay, so when we arrived 7 months ago, we started here, and we just started with beans, carrots, a little bit of spinach, and we had some beetroots here as well. As you can see here, you know, there's other things. As I said, that nothing is being thrown away. I actually mean it. So we've dumped some carrots as well here, as you can see. For the regenerative approach, okay, it helps with the compost as well. So this is basically where we started. We also have some kale, which is still here, and we ate a lot from this kale. We ate a lot from this kale. Okay, so let me show you the other side as well. Oh my, okay, I want to show you something. Okay, so this sunflower here, I only noticed it yesterday. Okay, we planted this like months ago. As you can see, the other one is burnt over here. But it didn't blossom, you know. And then yesterday I just saw it blossoming, all three of them, and I was like, whoa, what's happening there? There was no sunflower blossoming for a while. So a lesson that I took in was, you know, when you're trying and nobody notices you, okay, until you blossom, until you actually do something big, and then people started to notice you. And sometimes that can be a discouragement. We could be discouraged because we feel like people don't see us, but because we are trying. But then, you know, once we step out, and that's exactly what is happening, the sunflower blossomed, and that's why I noticed it, because it actually blossomed. Okay, so yeah, that is the lesson that I took yesterday. And we have some mixed berry here, mixed berry tree, that we um, planted here. And we still want to see how far it's going to grow. This is mainly our main fruit tree so far, but we're planning to plant more. And we have our pumpkin over here, that we also planted when we got here, but now it's actually producing fruit, you know. And there's one here that is almost ready. um, there's one that is almost ready here, and as you can see that the pumpkins, they actually spread out. Okay, and then I'm going to take you inside the big garden. So right now we are in our biggest garden, you know, into this space. So let me take you through so that you can see what we've done into this place. But as you walk in, you're going to see that there is a lot of spinach. We've planted around 3,000 seedlings of spinach into this space so far. Okay, so and also the season is approaching, winter is approaching, so this is a good season as well to start planting spinach, because in winter then it starts growing nicely. So I'm going to take you through of what we've done in some of the beds, and for example this one, so on this one, in between the spinaches we have planted in every bed, we've put in some carrots as well, as you can see in between there, and as you can see that they're growing nicely in order there. We have some marigold and some basil in some of the beds, and I'll show you, take you through some of the other things that we've planted. The other thing that we do is we plant seedlings as well into the same bed as the big spinach, so that it's easy for us to transplant it. Okay, and remember that in the regenerative approach, you want to make sure that you maximize the land. You actually put more stuff, because the land doesn't like to be naked. All right, so another thing that we've done into this bed, we have planted our red onion. Okay, and this is where the companion planting is important, guys. Is in a small space of land you can plant multiple things, so that it's easier for you. When you take out one thing, you put another thing on, and the land is always occupied with something, you know, good to eat, definitely. And we have our beetroot over here, that we are also transplanting. So when it grows from here, the seedlings we transplanted into on the other side as well. Okay, and the pumpkin. Okay, the pumpkin section. So I call this the pumpkin section because this is mainly the only bed right here that has pumpkin. As you can see, it spreads over. Let me take you to this one so that you can see what has grown so far. Okay, so this is my favorite part of the pumpkin section, is seeing this pumpkin, beautiful pumpkin grow. As you can see, it's nice and round and green, and in between the pumpkins as well, we have some spinach as well, and this is part of the companion planting as well. It, you know, the pumpkin gives it a nice shade, you know, and this is an example of the spinach that is growing into it, so the sun doesn't hit as much as well, so it's growing nicely. And then we have our nice tomatoes here, and we'll be going through some of the ways of, in other episodes, how to take care of your tomatoes to make sure that it grows, you know. So we have a tomato growing in here into the same bed as the spinach as well, and the marigold on the sides, and is about to blossom as well. And then on the other side, guys, this is a surprise for you, but I'm just gonna run through it. to show you what more will be done, or what are we doing so far. Since we have our neighbors, which are also doing a lot of farming, and this is mostly their land over there, which all those tunnels, all those nests that you see, they are the ones that are busy with that, and they are inspiration to us as well, because when we see them work hard, we also want to work hard as well. So now here we have our spinach as well. Some of the spinach seedlings we've put on here, and we are building more, or we are trying to add more beds as we go. Backyard, this is like where the house is and where the backyard of the house is. So we have some tomato trellis here. We just harvested our tomatoes like weeks ago, and we had a lot of them. Okay, it was our first trial of tomatoes, and I'm happy to say we had a lot. And right now there is also a crisis of high prices of tomatoes in South Africa, and I encourage more people to actually plant tomatoes. So now we are actually busy with our green peppers and our spring onion, as you can see over there as well. One thing that I also want to mention, as I mentioned earlier, there is this thing, the mulch. This is a grass that we cut off from that side, okay, and then we decided to lay it on because, as I said, the soil doesn't like to be naked, so better cover it up, and then it actually enriches it as well. So we'll put more stuff on here. So for now we just decided to mulch it, and then take care of our green peppers and red onions. And that's our tank over here. It's 5,000 liters that we use every day, and the water comes from a borehole underground. So we are fortunate enough that there isn't scarcity of water, but and it's enough for what we have planted here. And our other plan is to make sure that we save energy as well into the process of regenerative approach. This means now we're going to add solar panels and other things that are going to reduce like the expenses of electricity and all of that. So yeah, things that I forgot to mention, guys, as you can see, the chickens are on the other side now. All right, so when we got here, they were actually in our backyard, and we only started with 4, and now we have 29. Okay, and we just realized that it wasn't working because the flies were getting into because of the compost, of the excess, and then the flies would get into the house. So you also want to look at those things as well when you get into chickens in your backyard. Is it good for your health in the home as well? So we decided to move them and put them on the other side, and they are good at actually making sure that your space is clean. I should give them that. And as you saw over there wasn't any weeds or anything, because they're scratching every day, all day long. Okay, so guys, that was our first episode, and I took you through the tour. You've seen what we've done so far with the space, and if you like this video or you like this episode, you can just engage into the comment section, because this is about learning. We want to be interactive and learn from each other, and you can give also some advice, your ones and twos, on what we can add on, and we'll go through this journey together. So if you like these videos and you want to hear more from me, don't forget to subscribe and share the videos with your loved ones. Encourage everyone, guys, to grow their own. I will see you guys on the next episode next time.